This is visualizing potential energy in motion. Potential energy can be represented by a funnel, and this funnel can be used to understand how transactions move through different stages. A stage is a part of a process, and I'm going to go through two examples in this video. One is a marble falling down, and another is a customer moving through a sales funnel in a business. When a marble is moving towards the center of the earth, it has potential energy, which is a measurement of its mass times the acceleration of gravity times the height that it can fall. The potential energy of a customer moving through a sales funnel is the value of their individual transaction and indexed to US dollars times the number of potential customers at that stage. The value of the potential money at each stage can be represented by the volume of the cross-section of the funnel at that stage. And the idea is that if you have one stage where you know the value and you set that value to be 100% of an index value, then every downstream stage is just a percent of that 100%. The next step is to add a timeline to the model. And the timeline is the time that it starts entering the stage and the time that it ends leaving the stage. And if you do this for each stage, then you know the average cycle time of each transaction as it's flowing through the stages in the business. Also, if you measure it, you would know the actual time of each individual transaction, and those things can be aggregated together. What that is equivalent to is power, which is the energy of the stage, which is the volume divided by the elapsed time it takes to move through the stage. And then this creates a scale model of the velocity of the transaction flowing through the business as that relates to power. As the transactions are flowing through the different stages in a potential energy funnel, every time it crosses a stage, which means that there's a different process that's moving it, there's friction. And in business, those are called transaction fees. And another way to say it is these are the conversion costs of paying a person money to move a customer through the stages. And that's what a salesperson is doing. As the transaction is moving through this potential energy funnel, the energy can be represented by the volume of the cross-section, and the power is the velocity, which is the amount of energy for the cross-section divided by the amount of time it took to move through that section. And if you imagine that each of these stages of the business is spinning at a different velocity, then what you can create is a scale model of the energy of the stage and the power at each stage. And what this will show you is proportional rates of change. It's possible to have many transactions flowing through a system at the same time. There can be more than one marble at a time. There can be more than one potential customer at a time. There can be more than one discrete component of heat in an engine at the same time. There can be more than one bee going to gather the energy, the potential energy from a flower to bring it back to their energy bank at a time. And it's possible to know this for all the transactions flowing through a system. And what this will show you is the energy and power at each stage as the transaction flows through the business. In a practical sense, this can be represented as a marble rolling down a ramp. And as the marble rolls down the ramp, it's moving through different stages of decreasing potential energy. And that can be represented by these cross-sections of this funnel. And in a business, as a transaction's moving through the business, the potential money for that individual transaction can also be represented spatially and visually in this way. In a more generic sense, this is an energy and information system. An energy and information system is a way to visualize 6 simultaneous perspectives and their relationships to each other at snapshots in time. And those 6 perspectives can be represented by 6 individual pictures. And those pictures describe the perspectives at those snapshots in time. And this enables a person who's looking at them to see the rates of change of the individual perspectives. And this is a lot better than looking at numbers and looking at words, because again, it's a scale model of the entire system. More generically, this is a subset of knowledge visualization, which is a way to visualize dynamic systems in scale models at snapshots in time. And this was visualizing potential energy in motion.